When you think of generational wealth, what do you think of? Maybe inheriting a business, winning the lottery, crypto. All of those are fine. What you should be thinking about is candy machines. And in this video, I'm going to give you the blueprint on how to start your own gumball/candy machine business. I'm going to tell you where to find a machine, how to find inventory, how to get your first location. I'm going to be answering questions like, do you need a license, which a lot of people don't have the answers for. I'm even going to give you an in-person script on how to approach a business owner to get your first location. I'm making this video with the assumption that you know absolutely nothing about gumballs or candy machines. I'm going to try to make it as simple as possible. This is not an overly confusing business to start, so whatever step you're in along the process, there will be timestamps throughout the video. You can just skip to whatever you need. Of course, all the links to everything that I use in my gumball machine business, exact gumballs, the exact candy, all of that will be in the description below, so you can just click that and you don't need to look or find anything that I'm going to say in this video. So with all of that out of the way, let's begin. First thing we're going to get into is answering the question of, do you need a license to start this? Now, I've looked on other videos. For some reason, everyone just doesn't want to talk about it, or maybe they just don't know. But the simple answer is no, you don't. Well, at least in the state of Florida. Now, there are going to be some states where it does require a license to operate a gumball machine, but for the most part, you should be fine without one. If you do want to find out if your state requires a gumball/candy machine license, just go to Google, type in gumball machine license, and then your state. It should pop up with an answer. Now AI is taking over everything. If you don't see it right away, go to your state's regulatory website, which is usually the first link in Google. Find the contact email or phone number that you can call them at and just ask them straight up. There are some states that have like weird rules, like where if you're selling lollipops, for example, since it's packaged, you have to have a license. I don't know. There's stuff like that. Now, you will have to pay taxes on whatever it is that you make. So how I usually do it is whenever I go at the end of the month, when I get my coins and the change out of my machines, and I go to exchange that change for cash at like the grocery store or the bank, that receipt that it gives me, and I just hold on to that, and then I just give it to my tax person at the end of the year. Yeah, that's it. Super simple. You really don't need one, but just check to see if your state requires one just to make sure. Now that we have the boring stuff out of the way, it is now time to find your machine. The good news is there are a bunch of places to find machines. Me personally, I like to go secondhand, so anywhere you can get secondhand machines. Facebook Marketplace, that's where I got my first one. OfferUp, Craigslist, any secondhand sites, as long as you can get it in working condition and everything's fine. The reason I went secondhand and not new, sometimes the shipping on these machines, since it is a machine, is gonna be a little bit expensive. But even if you go on like Amazon or these websites where they offer free shipping, you're probably still gonna wait like 1 to 2 weeks to get the machine. Instead of waiting those 1 to 2 weeks, I just found someone on Facebook, met up with them the same day, and I was able to clean it up and get it all up and running within just a couple of days after that. And of course, if you're buying it secondhand, you're going to get it a lot cheaper than you are for brand new. Now, if you're the type of person that likes to buy new, you know it's going to work, you don't want any problems, the 3 places you can go to get these, and don't make it harder on yourself: candymachines.com, gumballmachinefactory.com, or Amazon. Those are the 3 places I recommend if you're wanting to buy something new. Depending on the type of person you are, you can go with any of those options. I bought mine for $120. All it took was a little bit of cleaning and it worked just fine. And before you make any excuse like, Specs, I can't buy a machine, I don't have a truck, I don't want to hear it. I fit my machine in a 2003 Hyundai Sonata at the time, so I promise you it can be done. The next step is going to be, we're going to find our inventory. Again, there are a bunch of places to find gumballs and candy, so this shouldn't be too hard. Now, I have gumballs and Skittles in my machine. Why, you might ask? The gumballs are the gumballs, but for Skittles, the reason I chose them is because they're a universally loved candy, they won't melt, and they're fairly cheap. You have to remember, if you're going to put something like M&M's somewhere, if you're going to be putting it in like an oil change place or some type of garage, you run the risk of it melting. Skittles, in my opinion, are the safest bet to start with. Everybody likes them, and they're readily available in most places. And again, all of this is super easy to find. Candymachines.com, Amazon, Walmart. With Walmart, you aren't going to be able to find gumballs there. They don't sell the 1-inch gumballs there. You're going to have to go to Amazon for that, or some other website, but just keep in mind, everything else like Skittles, you can buy big bags of Skittles at Walmart. This part really isn't that hard. Just get some gumballs, your candy of choice, and get going. So real quick, if you're a visual learner and you just want to make sure that you're getting the right ones, these are the Skittles that I get straight in from Amazon. 2 3-pound bags, the party size. They're like $11 each. You could probably find them for maybe $1 less somewhere like Walmart, but just getting it from Amazon, fast, free shipping. Now, let me show you the gumballs.
So this is the box of gumballs that I get. It's 850 gumballs in here. It even tells you if you sell every single one, it's $212.50. This is like a 2 to 3 month supply of gumballs. Buy everything in bulk now just so I don't have to worry about it for a couple months. Yeah, this is what they look like.
The last step is finding your location, and there's a reason why I left this last. Number one, if you get all of this stuff first, the candy, the machine, you are less likely to not move forward with the machine process. You have no choice but to commit and find a location. So that's one of the reasons why I say to get this last. The second reason why I left this last, which I think is the most important, is that when you're approaching a potential first client or you're getting ready to ask someone if you can put your machine in their business, you want to have everything ready to go right there and then to secure that location. The last thing you want is to get a yes from someone and then be like, oh, well, I still have to wait for my machine, and then I still have to wait for my candy, and then I still have to set it up. If I'm a business owner at that point, I just don't want to wait. I'm probably going to tell you no, or just come back when you're ready, which is another couple weeks from now. You really don't want to waste a business owner's time. You want to take it seriously. You want to just have everything ready to go when they say yes. Real quick, before we get into how to approach to find your location and who to ask, I see a lot of people ask, do I need to give commission or do I need to split profits with the owner? To be upfront with you, and in most cases, if you have just one machine, it's not gonna make a lot of money. So there really isn't a benefit for a business owner to split the profits with you, or for you even to wanna split the profits with them. Now, worst case, let's say you're making $100, like $50 is gonna go to the business owner. What really gonna do for the business owner in that sense, you know, $50? Most of the time, they're just gonna let you keep everything. And it's more so about getting engagement with the customers. It looks aesthetically pleasing in their establishment. That's the benefit and value that they get from it. They don't really need the splitting of the profit. You don't have to pay rent or do anything like that. So just wanted to put that out there. Most of the time, you're not gonna have to buy that revenue from your machines to the owner. And if you wait a little bit longer in the video, I'm going to show you exactly how to word that and how to make sure that you're not going to split any profits with the owner. The question of how to get your location and who to ask everyone. Easiest way for you to get your first location is to ask your mom, dad, uncles, brothers, fish. It doesn't matter. Ask everyone who has some type of business. Best case scenario, one of your family members has a business and you can just put it in there for free. If no one in your family has a business or anything like that, ask if their friends have businesses or if their friends' friends have businesses. A lot of this is word of mouth, and a lot of people, especially if you're younger, they're gonna want to help you out and just put the machine in their business. Because for the most part, most business owners, like if you're trying to hustle and start your own entrepreneurial journey, they are more likely to help you. So just anybody's friends, your mom and dad's friends, your mom and dad's family's family, friends, your friend's family, anybody in immediate circle that extends out as much as you can, just ask everyone who knows if they could put, you could put their machine, your machine in their business. Now, let's say you don't have any of your family with a business, don't really know a lot of people, you don't have friends or family like that. I totally get it. I'm going to show you an exact script in person, how to try and get your first location with a business owner. Now, the first thing we have to do is actually go and scout a location and pick somewhere that you're gonna go try and ask these business owners, right? So let's go out into the wild and show you exactly what you should be looking for in a location. More than likely, you're probably gonna have a plaza like this in your town or in your area. So, and if you don't, go find one, because these are like the easiest places to go scout locations. Now, big places like corporate stuff like Goodwill, Big Lots, McDonald's, they're not gonna have the people there that are in charge of making the decisions, so probably stay away from those. These areas, we're looking for smaller places, like there's like a small Mexican restaurant. Chinese places are usually family owned. Small restaurants or small businesses, so you can put like a beauty supply. There's a beauty supply place there. Well, the worst creator award goes to me because my mic wasn't on the whole time I was saying that, but I'm not saying it again because all of that still applies. Anyways, small restaurants, small businesses, find those. Those are usually going to have the owners in there, the people in power who can give you access to put those machines. But we already picked out a spot down there, so we're going to go in there. I'm going to show you exactly what to say to hopefully get your first location. Hey, what's going on?
What's up, man?
Is there like a owner or like a manager here I could talk to?
Yeah, that could be.
All right, I'll make this quick. My name is Specs. So I'm looking for a place to put my first gumball machine. Now, I'll be honest, it doesn't make a lot of money, so I can't really like offer anything in exchange, but it'll look good in your shop. It'll increase customer engagement. You don't have to deal with maintenance, fixing it, whatever. And then if at any moment you want it gone, you don't like the way it looks, whatever, I'll come pick it up, no questions asked.
Yeah, sounds good with me. Need
Yeah.
something for the kids.
Man, all right, well, let me go get it so you can take a look at it, and then we'll kind of go from there and see what you want to do.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, give me a sec. Well, technically, this is my boy Root 9's shop, so, I mean, you better let me in here is all I'm saying. But we are putting this machine over there. So we're going to do something cool with it. We don't know what yet, right? But we'll figure it out. Who knows what's going in there. But stay tuned. We're going to put that in there and then go from there. See what happens. Oh, also, if you happen to be in the Tampa Bay area, come to Exit 240 shop. It's a long shot because you guys are on the internet. But, you know, if you're over here, come through. It's the third best shop in this area. So hopefully that was helpful. You don't have to follow that script word for word, but just something in that vein to help you, talk to that owner. But to get their email or phone number, obviously it's a lot better. You don't even have to talk to them. But assuming you're going to have to go out on foot in the stores and try to get a location. So after you've done all of that, let me just give you some pro tips and stuff to think about after you've got everything set up. So the first thing, I would actually go buy some latex or nitrile gloves and just have them in your car, at home, wherever. If you're going to go in and service the machines, even if you're just fixing something or refilling the machine, you want to wear gloves just to keep everything safe, and you are touching things that are going into people's mouths. So wearing gloves is definitely going to help protect that. The second thing is to find some type of bucket in your house, whether it's like a Halloween bucket, something it is to collect your coins. Now recently I've actually considered getting one of these buckets from Amazon, only because the bucket that I use, that I have in my video, that it's just like this white bucket, I had it in the car the other day, and of course it fell over and all the quarters fell out. If you have something with the lid, that totally works a lot better. I'll leave a link below to the bucket that I'm probably gonna buy on Amazon right now. Get yourself a bucket so that you can put your coins in every week or every month, however you're gonna do it. With that, I would check your machine every week. And why I say every week, not that anyone is going to steal your machine, but the owner is not going to have liability of your machine. You don't want to go a whole month of $100 to $150, $200 of quarters sitting in your machine. So I would go and collect them every week. It also gives you the chance to do some maintenance and make sure everything is working on it properly. So yeah, check your machines every week. The last thing is to don't spend all of your profits. For one thing, you're going to need to buy more candy for the next month, and usually during the middle of the month is when you run out. And if you've already spent the monthly allowance for the profits, you're not going to have any money to spend on the gumballs or candy. But also the reason why I say don't spend all of your profits, if you hold all of that money, you can buy more machines and then find more locations. And the more locations you build up, that's where the real money is. Sure, your one location can make $100 to $200, and that's not a lot of money, but if you're able to get 5 locations at $200, that's $1,000 a month for not much work. In 2 months, I had enough money to buy another machine and all of the setup for it. If you keep just doing this and doing this, even just for 5 locations, heck, even 10 locations, I mean, use your imagination. This thing could go forever. Yeah, don't spend all your profits. You're going to be excited at the end of the month, like, oh, wow, this is really easy money. But it's going to be really, really easy money if you get a bunch of locations and you save that money at first and use that to buy more machines, more candy, then up your game and get a triple header. You can go from a single to a double to a triple header. But yeah, just some pro tips, wanted to include that just to keep in mind when you're finally starting your gumball machine business. Now, hopefully that was easy enough to digest. I just really wanted to answer a bunch of questions that I get when people ask me, how do I start a gumball machine business? This have been answered in a short, like, find the machine, put candy in it, put it at a location. Yes, there's not a lot of people answering, do you need a license? What do I say when I go in to ask these owners, do I need to split profits? Those are important questions that I wanted to know the answer to, that I just had to figure out on my own when I first started. So hopefully, if you forget any of this information, there's timestamps in here. Save this video, come back to this video. If you have any questions at all after this video or even now, in the comments, DM me on Instagram at NetFlipsYT. We'll get back to you. I will do my best to help you with whatever problem you have. Hopefully, this starts your entrepreneurial journey. Again, all the links to the exact equipment, machines, candy I use will be in the description. So go down there and click so you don't have to go look for whatever. If you found any value in this video, please hit that like button, subscribe for more videos like this, and I will see you on the next one.